Okay, so here at my machine, we can see that my water level is right there. So I'm going to have to fill that up. And then we'll be ready to rock and roll. So give me just a second, I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. I got the water filled with nice warm water. I don't like working with cold water. And then I realized I am out of leather polishing pads, which is what I use after I grind my stones down with my grinding wheel. So then I put it in the Dremel, and I'll show you exactly how in just a minute. I'm going to show you the process I use to make my leather grinding pads. So you can see here, these are leather pads that I have cut out into the shape of as perfect a circle as I possibly can, because if it's offset any, it will cause vibration, and I don't want vibration with my tools. So this one is a 320, and all I use, you can see, is the rubber cement. I put a little bit of rubber cement on both sides. The back side of the sandpaper and the top side of my leather pad. And you can see these don't bend at all. They're very, very strong leather pads. I used a leather punch, and I cut a nice small hole so I can put it on my mandrel. The process for making the sandpaper circles that get glued down, I just use this right here, this size, and I'll just draw and cut them out with my handy dandy dollar store scissors. Easily replaceable. I only use those for cutting my sandpaper. And I'll be back when I get that finished. Okay, so you can see here is just a standard size wet or dry sandpaper. You have to have wet sandpaper or it will not work. But you can see I offset the circles so as to have less waste, because this costs money, and money does not grow on trees. Thanks, Dad. Okay, so I'm going to cut these out, and then I'll show you how I put them together. Okay, just so you can see, I didn't have to cut out all that I had drawn up because I double stacked them. I just needed 20 to glue onto here. So to do this, all you gotta do is take the rubber cement and put a thin layer on this side. You don't even have to rip this old paper off, seriously, unless it gets too thick and you can't put it on your mandrel. Okay, and then you put a little bit of glue on this side, and you let it dry for 15 seconds, and then you just smoosh them together. Very easy. I'll be back after I get these done. Okay, so you can see I've got them all glued together now. I do want to show you that I did take one of them out. The leather pad itself is cupped unevenly, and I just don't want to use it because I don't think that I will get an even polish with it. Now I got several in here that are cupped evenly all the way around, like this one. It's kind of domed, so that'll work just fine. The only thing you want to do is make sure that you just press them together so they have good contact. Oops, dropping them on the floor doesn't really help any. Okay, so now we just let these dry, and then I'll show you how I use them. Okay, so I'm going to be demonstrating how to use the grinder that I have on this, which is stone I collected off the top of a mountain on one of my hikes last summer, and I cut it for giggles, and turned out to be a pretty amazing little stone, which you'll be able to see much better when we get done here. So these are mandrels. Okay, that's what we'll be putting the leather circles onto. And then this is the punch that we use. So I'll be going over that in a second. Here's some stones that I have set up for my level 600 grit. Okay, got lots of fun jewelry there that I'm working on. And then over here you can see I have some pieces that I am using, smaller polishing bits, mandrels, that I buy from a lapidary supply store. And then you can see right here, this is all the jewelry that I'm working on currently. Don't look in my sink, it's full of dirty dishes. Spend more time working on my rocks than cleaning, which is very naughty. So these are the stones that I still have yet to polish with the 320. Once I do that, I'll go and stick it in the pile to be polished at the 600. Once I get all these done and put in the 600 pile, that's when I'll start on that. I like to get stuff finished in groups. To me, it just makes more sense because of the way I have to do it. But yeah, so I'll be right back with my leather pads.